you're part of this pro-aging process where we're trying to make ourselves look the best that we can, stick around because today it's all about the face and the hair. I think, as you know, it was Moosie's birthday. So yesterday was all about Moosie. It was his birthday, and thank you so much for all the well wishes. But today, it's all about me. And I'm just kind of doing a little get ready with me on what I use. I'm going to show you what I do to cover up all these Jersey Shore sunspots and things that only appeared within the last couple of years, by the way. I've been lucky. And sitting here in my cozy sweater one last time, picked it off that purge pile. I can't stop picking things out of my go pile. This is not going. It's just going away for the winter. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing with my hair today. Now, while I was out the day before Moosie's birthday, of course, I had to stop by the thrift shop. That's one of the things that I enjoy when I go out and I have a little extra time. And there's nothing that I have in mind, but I just love to check everything out just in case there's a real treasure there. Well, I always go to the jewelry counter first, and guess what? Yes, I did find a couple of things. I just love coming in here in the spring, looking at all these gorgeous perennials. Did go shopping the day before his birthday. And I stopped by Lowe's in the garden department. Got all these flats over here. And I bought colorful petunias and daisies and things. He wanted color in the garden too. I've repotted these. All these are petunias, which will grow immensely. So he did get colorful petunias, which he wanted for his birthday. Maybe these will attract that Oriole. By the way, he thought he had a sighting yesterday of the Oriole. So that night when I came home about 5 o'clock, kind of late. And I transplanted a lot of these things so that when he woke up in the morning and went outside, and I fed him his breakfast outside in the sun, he would see all these pretty flowers in front of him. And that was part of his birthday present. Happy birthday today, Moosie.
Thank you. And oatmeal, I think, will be a staple when I don't have any teeth.
So starting with the face here, I have done my exfoliation with my pads. And this morning, I put on castor oil. I've been reading so much about the benefits of castor oil, especially for spots on the face. And I thought, you know, I have about 4 or 5 holy grail thing. I switch around from them with the biggest that I've been using the longest since I've been in my 30s, that good old NIVEA. And I use that every day anyway, sometime during the day, because as you know, if you have very dry skin, the oils that you put on do sink in and then you feel kind of dry again. So if I'm around the house, I just keep putting these things on. A recent one that I've discovered and love, and I've heard so much about the benefits of the Snail Mucin, and I'll tell you more about that. Now this, Colleen and her daughter swear by. They've been using it for quite a while now, and they bought me a bottle, and I love this too. My castor oil. Now I've been using for at least 3 or 4 years now black oil castor oil, and it's Jamaican. That's another one of my goodies. Another one that I use particularly if I'm in a rush, and I've discovered this just recently, is a very oily Aveeno, and that's a brand that I know you'll probably be familiar with, and it's a body oil, and I put it on my face, my arms, everything gets dry with me, and I love this one too. And of course my bio oil gel, and this probably these days is probably the most frequent one that I put on, face and neck, always face, neck, and chest. Always before makeup, because if I don't put anything on my skin, I cannot move my face. I need to lubricate it. And of course, in order to let the makeup glide on, you need some kind of an oil. At least I do. And then there's always, what was the last one? I thought I had, oh, how can I forget my slugging stuff? My Vaseline. Now, whether I'm slugging overnight with Vaseline, or just putting it on in the morning or afternoon. I can put it on after some of my serums. I don't use a lot of stuff. These are all moisturizers and oils, just basically to make my face feel wonderful. Now I have the argan oil, I have the almond oil, and various other things. I have hyaluronic acid, but this is great. I even have the Neutrogena something or other. I've tried them all, but I stick with my goodies. So today, what did I put on? Castor oil. So I have castor oil on my face, and as a matter of fact, I've had to apply it twice. I've been out feeding the birds and various other things for Moose this morning. But what I'm going to do is to show you how I cover up these spots that have appeared on my face, age spots, sunspots, whatever you want to call them. But I know how to cover them up with a little bit of Wet n Wild, that dewy photo finish everybody's been talking about. Or sometimes if I'm in a rush and I just want to dot some stuff on, guess what I use? I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And this works good too. A few dots on the cheeks, kind of 1-2 dots up here, rub it in, and voila, my face is void of dots. So whether you don't wear makeup in your aging years, whether you've never worn it or whether you've given it up, you know, if you want to feel better about yourself, and I'm not saying younger, because no matter what you do when you're in your 80s, even your 70s, it's not to look younger, because you're still going to be in your 70s. You're still going to be in your 80s. The goal is to look better, fresher, and to feel good about yourself. And sometimes when I don't see those age spots or those sunspots, I feel a lot better about me. And that's what it's all about. So here we go. I've already done up my eyes. Lately, I've been doing my eyes first. This is the one that's not my copper chrome. It's similar because it goes with the color of the sweater today. But here's my Wet n Wild, the dewy finish, photo finish, and has this little foot. It's a kind of a doe foot. And someone said, I'm surprised at the little bit that you put on your cheeks and how it covers. And I am too, by the way. Now, sometimes I'll just dot these. Usually what I put on my cheeks covers under my eyes. Now, I don't have too much trouble with under my eyes, so I'll just bring it up. Now, what I'm going to do is concentrate on the cheeks where all of my spots are. And then when I think they're covering up, I'll go up here. Now, I'm patting all this right now, and then I will probably blot a lot of it off. Now let's bring this up, down the laugh lines, the marionettes, cross here, cross the bridge of the nose, and now I'm going under the eyes with it. I'm going to look in the mirror to see how I'm doing. I bring this over. Let me just check this. Now, 1 or 2 of them are going to stand out a little more than others. And I notice that every once in a while. Bring it down a bit, although a lot of times when I wear things up around my neck, I don't want to get it on my clothes. So I start it here, and I just sort of wipe off what's around the edges. I know people don't do that, or they do that spray to set everything, but I don't want it to get on my clothes. And you'll always see that you will find some there. Now, how's it looking? Have we managed to cover up some of those spots? Now, if you see that you still have a couple of spots that you want to cover up, I don't too much feel that there's an excess, by the way, today. Sometimes I do, but I want to make sure that it's everywhere. I want to check and see what the coverage is. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm going to come down here. I see something over here that I'd like to cover up. So I'm going to give that another try. Maybe up here I had something I forgot to cover. So this time I'm putting a little more on. Sometimes those spots, see, maybe it's my eyes. Okay, that feels like too much, but I will blot it. Yeah, it's probably too much. Try and get up into that hairline. I think I did pretty well here. So, do you see the bit of a dewy finish, of shine? Now, I do have my highlighter, which I always love to put on too, but I love the fact that it's a nice dewy makeup and gives you a little shine. Now, I want to see. You see my cheeks? They're pretty well covered up. Maybe not completely, but makeup, it makes a heck of a difference in your looks, doesn't it, ladies? You don't have to go around barefaced just because you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. Try the makeup. You don't have to buy expensive makeup either. Lots of these things work. Now I am going to blot it a little bit. Yeah, I did get a little bit of the excess off. Now we want to work on the cheeks. I have two things that I like to use on my cheeks. This is a brownish, kind of a bronzer blusher. And I just put a couple of strokes going up under my cheekbone, out to the ear on both sides. And this is just to define the cheeks. And then to give it a little more color, I use an e.l.f. Blush, little $4 or $5 blush. And I will just go one slice right under the cheek just to give it some color. And then I will blend with my fingers coming down, not on the cheekbone. I don't like to put anything on the cheekbone, mainly because I'm trying to accentuate the cheekbones. Now, if I get too much blush up here, I just wipe it and it doesn't come off. You'll see. Last thing that I will do is I will get my glow stick. It's called a highlighter. It's a L'Oreal Infallible highlighter. And the color is Slay Rose. And I will go on the cheekbone, stroke on the cheekbone, down the nose. I've showed you this so many times. Up here for a glow, down here. I know a lot of people don't like this much glow, but I think when you're older, glow is the way to go. Kind of livens up the face a little bit and blend, especially across the bridge of the nose. I don't touch the tip of my nose too much. I like it to stay. Get that here. So I think we're okay as long as I've blended. And I think my face is ready to go for the day. Not going anywhere really, but this is a good stay-at-home face. Most of the time, if I'm home in the daytime, just doing the normal things, being outside with Moosie here, I don't put any makeup on. I usually just use my Vaseline for a little bit of daytime slugging, or my NIVEA, and any one of my oils. And that's fine by me. Moosie loves me anyway, no matter what. Now, in the last video, you saw my hair in a scrunchie do. And that's where I just put some gel on and I scrunch my hair. I go out in the sunshine and let it get dry. And then I put some spray on and it gets, or some mousse or something, and makes it hard, and I scrunch again. And then I'll either leave it that way, or usually that's good for an updo. Now, today I've used my hot Remington rollers, and let's see what kind of a hairdo we get today. I'm getting too fancy for this normal hang around the house day. I think later on, too, I'm going to have to take this sweater off because it's the last day for my go-to sweater. So let's see what kind of curls we get. Woo, bouncies. And yeah, I think they're going to be good ones. This should give my hair that added illusion of having more hair. My hair has gotten very thin as I've aged. It started probably in my mid-70s when a lot of this started. That's when I started. Well, my falling started around the late 70s and into my 80th year. And I've learned now to be much more careful and watch where I step. Thank God I never did hurt myself with all the falls. I probably had 9 or 10, tripping over Moosie's row later in the night, tripping over cords, down curbs when I didn't watch where I was going, up curbs, you name it, I did it. I even fell in church one day. It was terrible. I was trying to save little Megan. She was about 3, and she was about ready to go down some steps in the vestibule, and everybody was seated. Mass was about ready to begin. And I went to reach for her, and she did fall down the 2 steps and slid across the marble in the vestibule, which, by the way, was right under the baptismal fount, but thank God it wasn't filled with water, or we would have been swimming. And, of course, as I went to reach for her, I missed, and I fell and slid across the marble. Well, the priest came out. Megan was screaming. Mikey heard me. He was already seated with the rest of the family. It was a circus, but I did kind of hurt my hip a bit, but thank heavens that was okay. Talk about embarrassment. By the way, when we were there Easter Sunday, I do notice that they had roped off those steps. It was a circular steps going down to the baptismal fount. And by the way, they put water in there all around the bottom area. So if I had fallen that day, I would have been swimming. Okay, so it looks like I have some good curl here in my hair today. And I'm going to finish this and then maybe work through it with my hair and see how full we can make my aging, thinning hair. Now, I just checked in the mirror, and I love the coverage that the Wet n Wild did on my face. I'm sure you can notice the difference. But I do think I need a little bit more color. I could use a little maybe rosy pinky blush, but I think I'm going to do this. Now, this is my blush stick where there's powder inside. Watch. Whoa, isn't that amazing? So I'm going to just kind of give myself a bronzy thing around. Might be too much. I never know. You're supposed to go around here. But in view of the fact that spring and summer is coming, I love the fact that it looks like I won't be tanning, but this makes it look like that. Now, I can't really tell until I check the mirror, but I'm hoping that that gives me a little more color. What? I wish I could tell you I could find this on Amazon, but it's been so long since I bought this, and I'm sure there are others. It has powder inside. I don't even know if you can refill it. No, I don't think it opens, but there's still plenty in there. This is where the powder is. You push this button on the end and voila, out it comes. Magical little thing, and I love it. So let's see what we can do with this hair. Now, I'm going to start using my fingers and trying to work on loft. As you know, for aging, thinning hair, we try and get loft. Now I'm going to go for a little more sophisticated, classy hairdo today. I don't think that scrunchy hairdo is too awfully classy, but it's a fun hairdo. So let me go work on it with a brush. Maybe I'll use the brush only to calm it down a bit and to get a little classier hairdo, to get some of my waves in place, and I might do a little back combing. When I go and look in a mirror and see what I can do, I'll let you know what I did. I poked my eye with this clip as I was trying to get that wave to hold, so my eye is a little red right now. But I think this will do. I tried to keep it sort of fluffy and yet not too frizzy runaway. And now what I will do, I will use this, I believe this is a Tresemme. No, it's a L'Oreal. Colleen bought this for me. It's a L'Oreal type of a spray. And I'm just going to spray it to try and hold it. And then I'll take that out. Oh, Micah is outside taking my tarps down. You might see the change in the color. All of a sudden, we have light. We keep those tarps down the front when it's pouring rain, down over the wall to keep the water when it falls off the roof to go down the hill instead of getting into the foundation of the cottage. It's 100 years old, and we're trying to stay up here on top of the hill and not slide down. Although there's no worries. We're just being very proactive about this. So this is it. What do you think? I'm going to turn around. Yes, it is getting a little long, but I think I told you why I want to leave my hair long. And that's mainly because I want to be able to put it up during the summer because it gets so hot. I need it off my neck. Yes, you know, the eyes are my vulnerable makeup problem. I'm always getting a blob of something here or there. I'd love to have that smooth look. I've put the powder on, by the way, underneath right away to sort of blot up all the oils that I use and hoping that it makes a smoother look on the lids. But then again, my mascara always manages to get a few blobs up there. Now, while I was out the day before Moosie's birthday, of course, I had to stop by the thrift shop. Yes, I did find a couple of things. Now, these are just costume jewelry. I don't pay much for them. $2.99 for this beautiful, I'm sure it's an agate of some kind, but I love this. And I'm going to show you the other things that I've gotten. I bought 2 other rings. Actually, I have bracelets and necklaces that these will match very nicely. And look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? Definitely costume jewelry. I'm not pretending that they're anything else but that. But a mock, oh, I've forgotten the name of the stone. Whatever. And here's a mock onyx. And I do have some real onyx jewelry. So, you know, the fake jewelry goes well with the other things. I do have some really nice earrings. And as a matter of fact, I did buy a couple of pair of earrings and a couple of beautiful necklaces as well. What else did I get? And of course the rings and a beautiful bracelet. Let me show you this. Let me get all these rings off first. Coral. I just remembered. That's what this is. The coral ring. And I do have some beautiful coral. I have a coral necklace. I have some beautiful coral earrings and even a nice big coral bracelet. And this will look nice with it. So I love the rings. I'm always fascinated by them. I don't need them. And someday the kids will, in fact, when all the kids come here, they love to check through my jewelry, knowing that someday they'll all have a ball someday going through it all. Look at this cuff. Is this gorgeous? I've never seen one so big. The good part about it that it is adjustable because my hands, my arthritic knuckles, the bangles, very few bangles. I have some wooden decorated bangles that will go over my hands, but most bangles that I see I don't love. Most bangles that I see just don't fit over my hands. But this, whenever I see a beautiful big one, now this is costume as well. $5.99. Honestly, doesn't it look lovely? And I will wear this with gold earrings and some kind of a great necklace. I'm still dying to wear those 2 vintage necklaces I showed you the last time I went there. And 2 necklaces that I found that I couldn't resist. And one of them, each set has a pair of earrings that go with them. Aren't these pearls beautiful? They have rings in between. It has some gold, not real gold, of course, but it's a semi-choker, and I'll be able to wear these. It does have a pair of little drop earrings that go with it, and I think this was $2.99 for the necklace and the set. And I love these kinds. Oh, this was $4.99. That might have been $4.99. But this necklace, I love these kinds of necklaces, especially when the summer comes. As you know, I love my chunky jewelry. I know a lot of you prefer the very fine little chains and small things, and they're beautiful. It's just me. I love big, chunky earrings. I love my big hoops and definitely necklaces and big cuffs. Just me. Now, I'll show you some of my As you can see, my jewelry extravaganza did not break the bank. So we're fine here. Now, don't you just love my jewelry little rotunda holder. The new ones are on here, and one of them is this pair of black fake onyx, of course. The earrings were only $2.99, but I will wear these with that ring and some of my real onyx silver jewelry, and it'll look nice. I love big earrings because my hair is long. What was the other pair I got? I think it was a gold pair, and that's these. Aren't they cute? They have little hoops on them, sort of oblong hoops. There was another pair, trying to find them on here, but just love this. By the way, this earring holder has little tiny holes for all the tiny hook earrings, and then on the bottom it has hooks for all my hoops. Now I don't have all my earrings on here, obviously, but this was a thrift find, and I'm sure you can find one. I've seen them on Amazon. This is just great. Leave it on a dresser if you have room. I still don't have room on my Art Deco dressing table. I'm going to show that soon again. A lot of you new people have not seen my gorgeous 29 Art Deco dressing table that I did buy at the thrift shop. I think I paid $30 for it, and I just love it. And one of these days, all you new subscribers, I think I have over 1,000 or 1,500 new subscribers in the past week or two, and I will show you my Art Deco dressing table once I get it cleaned off. I'm in the middle of a bunch of projects, purging and trying to help Moosie track that Oriole. By the way, the Oriole did show up for his birthday, and I'm so thrilled. That was the best thing that happened to him all day long on his birthday, that he had an Oriole sighting. We'd been waiting a week or 10 days since I put out some of the Oriole nectar and the orange top feeders and the oranges, and he did get that Oriole. It was up at Micah's, a beautiful yellowish marigold colored bird. The best thing that happened to him all day long on his birthday. So goodbye for now, my friends. I adore you all. Thank you for all your support. And those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please join our family as we go through this journey of aging to try and make ourselves the best that we can, despite all the things that our body wants to do to mess that up. Love you, and God bless us all.